All right, so I did a light push workout today. Um, so I want to talk a little bit about the topic of gossiping and lying, which is a very taboo topic. A lot of people, pretty much everybody says that, like, oh, they don't like gossiping or they hate lying, and they especially don't talk about how they gossip and they lie. And of course, nobody wants to be gossiped about or lied to. So of course, that's understandable, but we all lie, we all gossip. We're evolved too. Human beings are social animals. And I think it was Descartes, one of the French philosophers, said that language is what separates humans from the beasts. And the fact that we have like language to talk about these things, like group psychology, I've seen like a lot of videos talking about these topics. But as far as like on the topic of gossiping, a lot of guys try to act like they don't like gossiping, which is just not true. They say like, oh, that's like a female activity, which, women are a lot better at gossiping than guys are. But still, I mean, everybody benefits from, everybody benefits from, evolve to lie, gossip, stuff like that. So it's, not true. And there's like a lot of advantages to, gossiping, get to hear about other people. And it's like scratching an itch, honest to God. It feels good to, talk about other people and like hear the chisme. That's the like it's Latino Spanish, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, that's like gossip. That's the saying. But I was thinking there was an episode of BoJack Horseman where all you have to really know is BoJack's lying to his mom and his mom's like lying back to him. But they weren't lying like in order to be mean to each other. They were like lying to make each other feel better. They were doing it as like a nice thing, to like comfort one another. And I was just thinking a lot about that, about how like, oh, we always view lying as in order to like protect yourself and like put yourself in an advantageous position, deceive people. But, I mean, people lie for like a million different reasons. And it's not always just about deceiving and self-preservation. I'm not saying that lying's a good thing, but also, we always we have this like stigma about it. And the same thing about gossiping too. Everybody tries to act like they're not, like, they don't love it. Everyone's like, oh, I'm above it. I'm above gossiping, which is just not true. And I just was thinking a lot about that recently. Of course, I love it. It really does feel like scratching an itch. I heard my coworkers, they were talking about like, I was like overheard them talking about one of the old, like a nurse that didn't work there anymore, and they were ripping him to shreds. And I was loving it. The fact that I was like overhearing it felt great. Didn't even know who the person was, but just overhearing it just felt good. And there's also thing about I was watching a video about those like Facebook groups, like Are We Dating the Same Guy? And it's basically just like women basically like ripping dudes to shreds. And I've heard about that before, but I watched like a YouTube video essay about it not too long ago, and it reignited, that urge to scratch the itch of gossip. Not even like, I just wanted to see like what people were saying. Maybe I could find like a dude or two that I know, like from the LA area, on one of these Facebook group chats. But, they're all like, it's like gossip circles. And, it's just, I just like, just to be like a fly on the wall. That's what I think it would feel like, just to be in one of those group chats or Facebook groups. I could, of course, make like a fake Facebook group, but that's way too much work. So I was just hitting up all my female friends, just being like, "Hey, are you in any of these Facebook groups? I just want to scroll. I just want to scroll through one of them, just like see what's going on." Because I will admit it, I love it. You know, I'm not above it at all. Hearing like what other people are doing, people that I don't even know. I think it's just, humans were evolved to gossip about each other, like group psychology and all that stuff. So, yeah, I mean, I was literally hitting up my friends saying, "Hey, are you in these? Are we in the same guy group chat or Facebook groups?" Anyway, that was kind of it. That's all I really had to say. Um, yeah, I don't care enough to make a fake Facebook profile to get into one of those group chats, but I just think it'd be so much fun. I'm willing to admit that much. Anyway, this is my push day. Back to the workouts. Um, I was trying to modify my bar path a little bit so that on the way up, I'm like pushing upwards towards my head and then pushing out. I don't really know how well I did, but yeah, I mean, I wasn't doing any crazy amount of weight. But yeah, bench press. I did a little bit of like the shoulder work, with the band, front squats, mandatory squat every day. And then pretty much just did a bunch of side lateral raises. And that was kind of it. I didn't do anything too crazy. But yeah, I've been binging a whole lot of BoJack Horseman. I'm already on the last season. I don't think I did a good job explaining that, like, BoJack and his mom lying to each other scene. But I don't know. I just was thinking about it a lot. They weren't, like, lying to each other. They're lying to each other to make each other feel better. And feel like it's like an aspect of lying that we don't ever really think about. Like, there's white lies. Those are like lies that are like really small and inconsequential. Then there's the lies, like you're lying on behalf of someone else, trying to make them feel better. Yeah, so that's what was making me think about that. And then, of course, the are we dating the same guy group chats made me think about all the gossiping. But yeah, no, I'll be the first to admit it. I fucking love that shit. I love the cheese, man. Anyway, it's kind of all I got going on. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Okay, one more thing about lying. So I applied to a fire department, and during that process, they said on a scale of like 1 to 5, how would you rate your truthfulness? And I thought, like, who would say like that they're a liar? If they said like, "Oh, 1, I'm very untruthful," then wouldn't that be being honest? And if when if they're a liar, they would say that 5, like, "Oh, like I never lie. I'm always truthful all the time." So I was just thinking, like, what is like, who would answer like, "Oh, 1, I'm a very like," it was one of those like catch 22s. Anyway, that was all. Bye.